This is NAB Show Live.
I'm Ryan Salazar, and this is NAB Show Live. We have Abe Zerbib, CEO of TAGVS. How you doing, Abe?
Hi, Ryan. I'm fine. And how are you?
Doing great. It's always great to have you here on NAB Show Live. So I hear you guys are setting up an official U.S. office. Congratulations, first of all, and tell us about it.
Yes, actually, this is a big moment for us because we succeeded pretty well in the U.S., but this was remotely. And as we promised to the customers, to all the U.S. customers, we are very excited now to have a presence in the U.S. It will, of course, provide a better accessibility for people. So we think it's the right time and the right move. We're going to have we already have a VP Sales, Bill Apker, and the fact that Bill Apker, coming from the area of the Multiviewers, he worked in Miranda for many years, and he understands the market. He's also have an engineering background, which helps a lot, because often we get to those very high-end complex projects when we need also to bring the engineering and not only the operations. So we are starting in the LA region, and I'm sure that this will expand. We're also going to have a local presence support in the US. So time zone differences between Europe and the US will be great. And yes, it's a big moment for us. Thank you for asking.
So you guys have been quite a game changer in the multi-viewer industry and monitoring arena since you guys launched, I think it was about 2008, 2009. So can you tell us about that?
Yes, actually, if you look at the history of TAG, from day one, we presented a solution which is very different because it's actually taking what the industry was used to, which is hardware-based, and which is great, but it was related to the period and habits of the workflows of the studios and all the NOCs and delivery centers. But already then we presented something very differently that was based on three main elements. It's IP only, IP, full IP, all IP, software only, and off-the-shelf hardware. And when I mean off-the-shelf hardware, it's really something that you can buy at Amazon or at Dell website. And this was very innovative at that time. However, what is amazing that I don't know if we predicted it ourselves or if what was really happening, but if you look today, the trends of the market are going perfectly well with the DNA of the establishment of TAG, which is IP, software only, and off-the-shelf hardware. And people are getting used to it, to work in that workflow. We still have a long way to go to educate the market that in software, things are a little bit different than in hardware, but we are going in the right direction. And surprisingly, the main difference of what we do is the fact that we can blend the errors and the alerts and the video at the same time. And this is true for 100 channel system, 1,000 channel system at Deutsche Telekom, and 4,000 channels at other partners we have. So the fact that you can go software only and off-the-shelf hardware provide a flexibility and scalability that you don't find elsewhere.
All right, so let's talk about features that you might reveal at the show. You know, you have your TAGVS flagship product, the MCM 9000. It's an IP-based multi-viewer and monitoring solution. Any new announcements with that?
Yes, 60. We are still under huge pressure, and we are delivering very well on the UHD output, the 2110. We already have the 2022-6, 7, and the link. But the 2110 output is tremendously. Now we see more and more requests in that area. It's no longer only innovation. It's a real reality in the market, and we are very happy. And we've provided a full glass-to-glass solution, which is start with what inputs do you put as an IP? We process the IP, and the output goes 2110 and converted to an HDMI with an AJA or a NUT unit, which works great. And the 60p that we are going to support as well, with also a very full API-controlled Tally, TSL, and other flavors. That's going to be a better fit for the huge request we have now from the production area. Because don't forget that traditionally tag came from the delivery, and now we are more and more involved and blended into the production requests. And the fact that we can support under 2 frame of latency with a software only and off-the-shelf hardware solution positions us very well. And I think it's going to be very excited. And we also built a simulation of a switcher that shows the tallies and the UMDs. So yes, it's going to be a great show for us in that aspect.
All right, so for an engineer that's they're shifting their facility from, let's say, SDI to an IP software solution, what do you tell them? Like, what's the main obstacle that your customers deal with when they're going to a software-only multi-viewer?
Oh, thanks, Ryan. I think you asked a great question in that regards. I will say that the main boundaries are still concentrated in 2 points. I mean, still, there is a complexity of the project and the needs of the customer, which is always something we take very seriously. But if I'll try to just extract the 2 main points, so I think it's the lack of IP streams. You meet more and more companies, small guys, the medium size, and the big guys that are really and have a desire to move to IP and to use the tools and the flexibilities that IP and software-only solutions provide. However, their infrastructure is still based SDI. And by the way, in that aspect, we are now working closely to some vendors because in the old days we said, guys, we don't take care of this. You need to go to speak with that one. But now that we understand that it's a real issue, we are getting closer to other vendors in the market that can help facilitate the transfer from SDI to IP. And if it goes on the right route, so we will even certify this as part of TAGLab certified hardware to use. The second point is related to the different way of thinking. Often when we meet a project, so naturally, people inside the organizations, very talented engineers, are trying to explain us and are explaining us actually what they want to do and what they wish to achieve technically and in the workflow. And at some point, we realize that they're saying very smart things, but the mindset and the way of thinking is more related to hardware way of thinking. And we always need to tell them, yes, you are right, but you are thinking hardware. So we need to show them and to draw actually that in software, you can achieve the same things, maybe a little differently, or maybe with a slight adjustment of your workflow and the way of thinking, but it's actually changing the way you think, because the way you built a project related on hardware solutions and the way you do it related on software solution, you gain much more in software, although you need to think differently. So I think the title is, when you go to software, think differently.
All right, so real important question. This is what I always ask everybody at the show or going to the show. When you're in Vegas and you're in town, I know you've been to Vegas before, is there a cool restaurant or cool place you'd like to hit or you'd like to hit every year, kind of like a yearly anniversary thing?
Well, many places that, it's a funny question, I agree. Many places, but if I think of on top of my head just like that, so Tahoe. We did a client, a big meeting at the Tahoe. I cannot say the name of the clients because it's private. And Tahoe, it's a great place. We enjoyed it, great food, great ambience. We take a private room there. And yes, my choice will be the Tahoe. Yep,
it's quite an exciting place. We just went to Lotus of Siam last year. I look at hitting that again, and Tahoe is a really great restaurant. Abe Zerbib, CEO of TAGVS. I can't wait to see you in Las Vegas at SU 6521. That's South Upper 6521. We'll see you in Las Vegas, Abe.
Thank you so much. Take care. See you soon.